I think it's very clear to see why we are so blessed to have Peter DeFazio as the chair of the Transportation Infrastructure Committee. He has decades of experience and knowledge on the subject. He has a vision about how we take our country into the future. As I say to him all the time, Peter, our hopes are riding on you, because he knows the territory and he knows the issues. And the fact that we are highlighting the mayors who are here, previous mayors who are now members of Congress, Congressman Stanton of Phoenix, Arizona, and where's our other mayor? Mayor Albio Cirrus of New Jersey. And then we have three guest mayors who are here, Mayor Stoney, Mayor Lucas, and from California, Mayor Garcetti, who instituted one of the biggest infrastructure initiatives on the ballot successfully. But the other mayors have their own experience. And I'm honored also to be here with our colleague who's the chair of the Transportation and Transit Committee, Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, representative of the soon-to-be state of Washington, D.C. Let me just say this. My colleagues who are mayors are probably tired of hearing me say this, but I grew up in the mayor's house when I was in first grade. My father was mayor when I went away to college. My father was still mayor. My brother was mayor, both of Baltimore. And I know how important that job is, how close to the people it is, how ready to meet the needs. So I commend them for their leadership. And in almost every subject you can name, these mayors gathered here and others across the country are the first line of defense, again, of meeting the needs of America's people. And to do so in a way, that benefits the people as well as the economy of the region and now the benefit of the planet. Mayors are, again, they're the buffer. There's nothing between them and their constituents. They must deliver. And so the fact that they have made this a priority is really a great thing for our country. And what I want to say to them is thank you. And when nonprofits will come to me and say, how should we invest our money if we're interested in this or that, I'll say, see what the mayors want to do, because then you will see action and you will see results. I just came from a meeting at the White House, as you probably have observed. It just ended, 90 minutes, with Mr. Schumer and I and Mr. McCarthy. It was a positive meeting in terms of agreeing that we want to build the infrastructure of America, that we have to stipulate as to what that would include, and many of the issues that you just named, Mr. Chairman, many of the issues that you just named. But, well, again, the President has his vision. Congress will work its will. But I feel very optimistic. In any event, I felt optimistic about our ability to pass such a bill. I'm more optimistic now about being able to do so in a bipartisan way. But we'll see. We'll see. But it was positive. It took us a few steps forward. One area of, shall we say, not total agreement was electric cars. But again, we didn't go through a list and say yes on this, no on that. But that emerged as something that they might not be too fond of, just to give you some of the flavor of what happened at the meeting. But it was by and large a very strong commitment on the part of the President that his interest in bipartisanship was sincere. We all agreed that infrastructure has always been nonpartisan or bipartisan in our history. Nobody knows that better than the distinguished chair of our Transportation Infrastructure Committee, Mr. DeFazio. So he will be a major negotiator in all of this. And he will bring to the table not only his own experience, but what we're going to hear from our mayors, former mayors, present mayors, as well as our distinguished chair of the committee. Now it's my pleasure to yield the floor to the distinguished mayor of Los Angeles, as I mentioned, author of one of the biggest initiatives, I think, in at least local history, around the country, local history, not just for our own region in California. He knows the importance of infrastructure to commerce, to quality of life, clean air, and the rest for our kids, as well as promotion, job creation, and the rest.